Chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably fall within one or two camps. Either you know you should be going to the gym, but you've been slacking recently and you haven't been going as much as you know you should, or on the flip side of the coin, you don't know that you should be going to the gym and maybe you've never been or not been going very much recently and you need convincing as to why you should start going more often and making it part of your daily habit. And that's what I'm going to try and do with this video, is just list your 5 reasons why I think you should be going to the gym regularly and making it part of your routine. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're being honest with yourself, when was the last time that you actually did something that was genuinely hard? And I'm not talking about a math equation or a difficult conversation here. I'm talking about physically hard, a grueling challenge. If you can answer that easily, then you're probably doing something right. But if you're racking your brains right now, then you're probably not. I tend to think that in life, you have to struggle to overcome. And, you know, I'm not going to give you the boring speech that you've all heard before about coming out of your comfort zone. But again, it's another cliche that's true. You have to struggle to make progress in life. You know, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And again, I'm just reeling off cliches here, but there's a reason that things are cliche. It's because they're true, you know? If you think that you're going to be able to just sit on your arse all day and do nothing and then complain about how you never get any luck and how nothing ever goes your way, then you're an idiot, because life is about struggle. To get anything you want in life, you're going to have to struggle. And, you know, if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, you need to understand that you're never gonna be happy with what you see unless you take the conscious decision to struggle and do hard things. Again, that's what I love about the gym, is that I have to every day tell myself in my head that I need to go harder. With every set, I have to tell myself, you know, really go to failure. Don't just stop when it gets a little bit hard. You have to stop when you can't do any more, because that's how you make progress in anything. I mean, if you did a maths test and just stopped when you saw a difficult question, you're never going to pass maths. And I think it just applies to everything in life, but especially the gym. You know, if you go to the gym, just throw weights around and lift them up and down, and once it starts hurting, you put them down and go home, and you're like, oh my God, why am I not making progress? You know, it's obvious. You have to work hard and you have to struggle. And I think by doing that in the gym and struggling physically with weights, you're going to set yourself up to make difficult decisions in life and struggle in life. And, you know, the physical leads to the mental, and that's the point I'm going to touch on later on in the video. Struggling physically is gonna put you in good standing to be able to put up with the hardships of life, because, you know, life is about pain tolerance, and if you can get through things, then you're going to do well. Another reason why I like going to the gym is that it can help you achieve tasks that you initially thought you'd never be able to achieve. Let's say, for example, you want to lose weight. You know, you're not happy with your weight, and in fact you want to lose so much weight that you want to be able to visibly see your abs. Now, for you, that might seem impossible right now that I've said that. You might think, I'm never going to be able to see my abs, and, you know, there's no amount of working out, this guy's talking shit, I'm not going to be able to see my abs. And I don't blame you for thinking that way, because, you know, it's a big task. It might not seem possible, but that's the beauty of going to the gym, is that you don't have to do that all in a day. All you have to do is chip away at 0.1% of that goal, you know? Break it down day by day, and eventually the compounding effect is going to mean that those little changes add up, and those little decisions are going to eventually snowball into the goal that you want to achieve, and you're going to get them abs, you know? Obviously it's not as simple as that. You know, you have to make the difficult decision. That's the truth of it. You have to make difficult decisions, change your lifestyle, and be consistent. You know, though, if you do those 3 things, you will achieve any goal you set yourself to. And you know, that's not even just in terms of the gym. If you're consistent with anything, you're going to see results. But that's the hard part, is consistency. And, you know, at the outset, you might think, that's it. You know, once I get abs, I'm going to be so happy. My life's going to be different. I'm going to walk around with my top off all the time. I just want to get abs. But what you'll often find is that, you know, it's a bit cliche, but it's the journey that actually is the fun part. Losing the fat and going to the gym and making the difficult decisions makes you feel good, you know. You get to work for your dopamine instead of just, you know, scrolling or taking drugs or drinking or whatever. You know, you're getting a good feeling in your brain because you know that you're working hard for something. And once you get those abs, you're going to know that you worked hard for them, and that, you know, that's your reward. And yeah, I think that's what I love about going to the gym, is that you can set a goal that seems so far in the future, but, you know, it comes quicker and quicker and quicker just by virtue of you staying consistent, you know? Even if you just go to the gym 3 days a week, say, but you keep an eye on your diet and you stick to doing it 3 days a week, no matter what, you know, when you're ill or when you're on holiday, you always find a way to get it in, then you're going to make progress. The unfortunate reality for most people is that we don't really have much control over what goes on in our day-to-day life. I'm referring, of course, to the fact that most of you are either studying at university or in school, or you probably have a job, which means from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, what happens really is out of your hands. And whilst this is quite a grim and depressing thought, we can take solace in the fact that we control what we do in the other hours. And this is where we can, you know, take control back of our lives. And for me, that's what is great about the gym, is that I have a chance to take control back of my life by scheduling in an hour every day that I'm going to commit myself to achieving a certain goal. And you know, if you've just started going to the gym, then the likelihood is that it's going to be physically demanding, but also mentally demanding, because you know it's no easy task learning all the different moves and learning what works for you, how much to eat, how much to go to the gym, you know, etc., etc. The list goes on. It's a learning experience, and whilst you're definitely going to enjoy it, it's not easy. You know, you have to think about it. Whereas if you're like me and you've been going to the gym for a little while now, eventually you'll notice that things start to become more automatic, you know? You don't have to think about how to do a bench press and how to keep your back straight and all these different things, because you've done it so much that it becomes second nature. And I think it's when you get to this point that you can really understand the benefits of setting a daily habit, because you've gone from an hour in your day in which you have to think really hard and work really hard to an hour of a day where you don't really have to do much thinking, and it almost becomes a chance really to reflect. And that's what I like about the gym personally. That's my main reason, is that I know that no matter what happens, you know, good weather, bad weather, argument with a girlfriend, good day at work, bad day at work, whatever's happened, I know that I've got an hour in my day that it's just time for me to be with myself and crack on with something that's having a positive impact in my life. So that's for me is the main reason that I go to the gym, because it gives you time to be alone with your thoughts. And you know, you might stick a podcast on, listen to some music, whatever you do, but it's your choice, you know. And I think that is the main benefit for me of going to the gym. Think back to the last time that you found yourself in a bit of a funk. Maybe you were grieving, maybe you were depressed, maybe your girlfriend just broke up with you. Whatever it is, think of the last time that you were really down, really demotivated, and not in a good way. If someone were to say to you, just don't think about it, or just snap out of it, or just stop thinking about her, or whatever it is, do you think that's going to make you feel better? Probably not. And the reason that it's not going to make you feel better is because you can't think yourself out of a thinking problem. If you feel sad, that's just the truth of it. You're not going to be able to, there's nothing you can do mentally, no kind of mental gymnastics that you can do that's going to make you not feel sad. The reality is that in these situations when you're going through mental issues, the answer isn't to look for mental cures. What you need is physical cures, you know? You might be missing out on sleep, you might not be eating properly, you might not be working out, you might not be getting any sunlight. And, you know, these things are popular and you hear people spouting it all the time, and that's because it's true, you know? You can't think yourself out of a thinking problem. That's just the truth of it. No one's ever done it. I've never done it. I'm sure you've never done it. But the truth is, you probably feel better after you had something to eat or gone on a run. And, you know, I'm not proposing that I've, you know, solved depression here. Obviously, sometimes you can't get out of it, and, you know, I'm not a doctor, so, you know, warning. But for the majority of you, if you're just feeling a bit sad, you can make physical changes that are going to improve your mood. And you know, if you're going to the gym regularly, you know, this is the segue that was coming, you're gonna be able to mitigate that, you know. And again, it's what I said earlier about if you're having a bad day and you know that you've got the gym to look forward to at the end of the day, then that's gonna do some way in improving your mood, you know. I've had arguments with my girlfriend and then gone to the gym and just come back and felt better because it's a release, because it takes you away from your mind. It lets you think about other things. And again, that's just a big benefit of going to the gym, is that it allows you to escape your problems